Hello everyone and welcome back. Christ almighty, you wouldn't believe a few days ago the temperature was down here was -4. Christ, it was bloody cold and didn't even risk taking the bike out. Whoa, it's just too dangerous. I know the road's been salted, etc, etc, but all you need is one patch of ice and you're gone. Street fighter probably not too bad, but in a sports bike with a fairing ain't going to take too much to damage a fairing, and that's 500 quid. So yeah, opted not to and stick to the car, 4 wheels. Well, I hope you all manage to stay safe whilst we're in the grips of the beast from the east, as it's affectionately called, or Storm Emma. We weren't too bad on the island, just that Emma came out from the south. It started off with a bit of snow and then freezing rain, which made the whole place like a skating ring. I stepped outside the house Friday morning. Alright, can we make up our mind? Oh well, you left enough room for me to get through. Thank you very much. I stepped outside the house and took no more than two paces, and luckily I was still hanging on to something. Otherwise I would have been either flat on my back, my arse or something. It was just like an ice ring. It was lethal. Yeah, it took me most of the morning just to clear the driveway, because that was just like an ice ring. That was at least a good ½ inch of ice on the chipping away with a spade. I did have a couple of sacks of the old sea salt and gravel and whatever, which they use on the roads for some of the thinner bits I couldn't chip out. But yeah, it was definitely lethal. I think most of the problem on the island was pavements, etc, etc. Because they weren't gritted. Some of the main roads were, but other places weren't. Side roads, and obviously footpaths and your driveways, etc. And they were lethal. So, no, if you sort of live within walking distance of work, you try to walk, you couldn't, you went over arse over tit half a dozen times. I know a few people did, they only live sort of several hundred yards away. They got halfway there and thought, sod this. So yeah, it definitely was bad on Friday. Luckily the temperature warmed up and wasn't too bad on Saturday, so I managed to get into work on Saturday. With my unusual shifts, I do 4 on 4 off. And yeah, so my working week advances 1 day every week. Some people can't get their heads around it. I've also got a Freelander. That was parked at the top of the drive. But because the sort of drive's sort of like that, then with being sheet ice, I wasn't even going to risk getting that off, despite being 4-wheel drive. I would have just slid down onto the road and probably wiped out several cars. The insurance company would have loved that, wouldn't they? Anyway, my son went out. Well, probably about 9 o'clock-ish, I think. Walked around to see his grandfather, see how he was doing. And yeah, he slid halfway down the road. I go out the door, and next thing I see him out the window sliding down the road. So that's how bad it was. If it was normal snow, it wouldn't have bothered me. I would have sort of just got my car and drove off. But this is the first time bad weather has actually stopped me getting anywhere, and it was just purely because the snow came down and then you had the ice rain, which just put a layer of ice on the top which you couldn't do anything with. Well, all I can say is thank God all this ice and snow and whatever thawed out pretty quickly. So it made life a lot easier, just one day of disruption. This road's a lot better since they've resurfaced it. You're bouncing around all over the place beforehand. If you've got any worse, you'll need an off-road bike. It was that bad. I don't expect it to be too long before it starts getting rocked up or whatever else. Bit of subsidence. That's a thing, isn't it? Eh? Oh, more muck. I didn't see a gate. Oh, someone's clipped the verge or something. Well, we've got about 3 weeks till Easter, I think. About 2 weeks till, 3 weeks or maybe 4 weeks till Easter. Not quite sure. 3.5 probably. And don't forget those guys on the island. We've got the Easter egg run on the 18th. I think it's a Sunday actually. Might have to take a day off work for that. I was supposed to be working. And I've seen most of the grit sort of washed out, but there's still bits. And obviously bits from farm vehicles going on off the fields. And during the thaw, we, like everywhere else, we've had a lot of problems with the water pipes freezing up and cracking and leaking, etc. Luckily not where I've been anyway, not where I live, so that's quite lucky. Well, I think that's about sums it up for today. Thanks for watching, guys, and in the meantime, stay safe and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time round.